Corner. Here we talk about everything that has to do with a woman. We try to advise, we try to educate, and at the same time we try to support. Remember that Jimmy Gold was here yesterday, and of course via Zoom though. She talked about the conference where women can benefit. You can actually join in. If you need more information about that, it's totally free. You let me know via our social media platforms. You can comment, and of course we'll give you the information so you can benefit from this free skill acquisition, and of course training, and of course education, because I think it was themed, if I remember correctly, school is not education. Okay, let me just give that part because I can't remember. But if you know, if you missed it, you can actually go back to our Facebook, our Twitter page. You can just type in Galaxy TV and watch what we said previously and get all the information you need. But today we're talking about women's hormones imbalance. Of course, we have an expert that will be talking about that with us. Of course, we have an amazing guest. She's a registered nurse, and of course, she's a midwife. So while we're having a short break, when we come back, I will discuss. I was about to introduce her, but right after the short break, I will introduce her, then we'll get cracking. You need to know what your hormones are. You need to know how your hormones work. And you need to know when you have an imbalanced hormone, how you can go about it. You understand? Especially for those when you're pregnant, when you're on your period. You know how it is, how some men react and how we will overreact sometimes because of the hormone imbalance. But right here, we have someone that will be talking about that extensively. So stay with us. Let's go on a short break. And right after the short break, we'll start the discussion. Stay with us. Okay, welcome back. Yes, our Zoom guest is well seated, sitting pretty and ready to join us. Her name is Kafayat Popola. She's a registered nurse and a midwife. She's a coach. She's also the founder of Thrivers, and she's also the founder of Not Cafe Foundation. She is a mental health advocate. Good morning, Kafayat.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Can you hear me?
How you doing this morning?
I'm good. It's beautiful, hot and early.
I would like to ask, what time is it over there?
This is 5:14 a.m.
5:14. Wow. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for giving us your time. Of course, we know she's not in Nigeria. That's why I have to ask the time. And I know what it is for someone to wake up very early just to make sure that she impacts every other woman out there. Thank you so much for granting us this time of yours. Okay, my first question first is what are the main hormones that regulate women's reproductive cycle? I want people to understand why a lot of people, you know, I want to put it as hormone imbalance. You know, once your cycle starts, your menstrual cycle starts, you start having mixed feelings. You feel like crying, you feel like laughing, you feel like causing trouble, you feel like just being joyful for no reason. What happens to what happens to a woman that all of this just messes up our mood and all of that?
All right, thank you so much. All right, so we have some key hormones in the body that are very peculiar to women. And this is when we're talking about estrogen. But I think before we even go to the key components or like the key hormones in women, we should actually tell them what hormones really are. So hormones are like chemical messengers that actually tell your body function what they should do. Like, okay, you should go to bed right now. And that's when you feel sleepy, and that's when your melatonin is telling you, ma'am, it's time to sleep, right? So just like a regular man that can send messages to you and is telling you what to do, that is what hormones do for your body. They actually regulate everything that happens with your organs and tissue, and they control so many processes. They control your growth, your metabolism, how your body uses the energy, how they use the sugar, mood, and reproduction. So you can say that if anything is wrong with the hormones, definitely it affects so many things that cross board, right? So anything that has to relate with hormone imbalance, that means that there will be mood swings, there will be weight gain, there will be trouble with sleeping. And tell me, when there's mood swing, what do you expect? Please don't even come near me, right? When there's trouble sleeping, you can't function well. So when your hormones are balanced, everything works smoothly. So what are the key hormones in women, right? We have estrogen, and this is what we say. These are the hormones that control your menstrual cycle. They promote development of female secondary sexual characteristics. So when a girl is coming up and she's having our breast development. That's what estrogen is doing, right? Estrogen is helping in that kind of development. Estrogen supports your bone health, it maintains your bone density, it affects your mood and skin health. So when you see the glow, estrogen is actually doing that for you, right? So progesterone helps, and that's when you're pregnant. It maintains those early stages of pregnancy. It prepares you after ovulation. It helps you to regulate menstrual cycle and helps to balance estrogen. So can you imagine what happens when there's an imbalance in estrogen? So that means that you can't prepare your uterus for pregnancy. It will not be able to support pregnancy, and it will not be able to, your menstrual cycle will definitely not be regulated. As much as we say men have testosterone, we also have testosterone. It's just that our horn is like not as much as theirs, and that's it helps us to support our libido and sexual desires. It contributes to muscle mass and bone, and actually energy level and mood. They have more energy than us anyway, so we can argue that. Then we have the FSH, luteinizing hormone. Then the HCG that is very important. That's what we test out when we're pregnant. Do you understand? So it supports your pregnancy. And that's because it maintains estrogen production in the early stages. We have prolactin. That is what it's very important for breast milk production. It plays a very good role in immune system and metabolism. So you understand when somebody's not producing milk, like, oh, maybe your prolactin is not well. And just there are some women that they are not even pregnant. They are not in that stage yet, and they are actually producing milk from their breast, and that's an imbalance because now they have excessive prolactin in their body. We have oxytocin, it helps contraction. So when they say they want to induce labor for you, or and they put oxytocin into the fluid, that's why people say they don't want the hot drip. So that means that we are trying to use this produced oxytocin to actually stimulate the one in your body to help you help labor, right? So they also stimulate milk ejection, and they help bonding between mother and child. All right, so we've spoken about, and yes, the very important one is cortisol. It manages your stress, irregular metabolism. So when you are stressed, you have excessive cortisol, so you are everywhere, right? And actually, when cortisol is too much, your energy level is like everywhere. It increases your blood pressure. It actually help increase your weight too, because you have to eat. When you're actually so stressed and you're producing so much cortisol, you are just so everywhere, like you're freaking out, you're nervous, and all of that good stuff. So what is this telling us? That when the hormones are not balanced, everything is affected. And that is from your diet to your growth to everything. What are those things that are causing these things? Why are we having hormone imbalance in women? We have thyroid issues. Anything that affects either of the hormones will definitely cause an imbalance for you. So it now depends on what hormone is affected that will affect what you manifest as the imbalance. And that's very important, where you have to go for your regular checkup to say, okay, I think I'm feeling like this. We have fatigue, you have emotional symptoms, your mood swing is everywhere, you have anxiety, you have depression, you have difficulty sleeping. We're talking about weight loss. Sometimes you start breaking out, hiccuping, irregular and heavy periods, low libido, fertility issues, and painful periods sometimes are actually hormone. Some women, they have dysmenorrhea, but you have to be sure that you are in a very good place, and this is not just you acting out and it is in your head.
Thank you very much. That was actually very deep. You went so deep. So you've said a lot, and obviously, we've realized that a lot of things can actually cause hormonal imbalance. But I just want to let me streamline it a little bit. Now, how do these hormonal fluctuations affect symptoms like PMS, cramps, and mood swings?
Oh yeah. So hormonal imbalance, like I said, once it starts, it depends on what hormone is affected. That is what actually stimulates. How does hormone imbalance, how does it affect your lifestyle? How does it affect fertility? We'll talk about that real quick. So like when you have for as long as for hypothyroidism, okay, so like for estrogen and progesterone right now, it will definitely affect fertility. Do you understand? Does it make sense to you? Like now, these are the hormones that help with These are hormones that help us with develop menstrual regulation, and now they are being influenced, they're being affected. So definitely we're talking about cramps and PMS. As much as possible, most people have PMS, but it's a common sign of hormonal imbalance. It affects them because there's changing the level of estrogen and progesterone. Now we have mood swing and irritability, right? We have fatigue, they are bloating. Like how I was bloated 2 days ago, I was like, no, this is not good. This is not a very good thing. And that's what happens when something is not working right. There's breast tenderness. As much as it's easy, like those are signs of your menstruation is coming. These are signs of pregnancy coming forth. When your hormone it goes to the excess for you, right? It's not like a regular person. Some people are like, when my cycle is coming, I just feel like this. But when yours is as a result of an imbalance, you go to the extreme, and that's when you see a woman trying to menstruate and they now have severe symptoms and that's when you're not like, okay, just is going to the extreme, right? And that's telling you something is going on in your body. Your body is trying to tell you that, no, I am not well at this point. Something has to give. Do I explain it in a way that you understand?
So, but is it possible to actually avoid hormonal imbalance? Is it possible, or is something that is just normal? It has to occur.
It can be managed. It's not like, it's not like it has to happen. It can be managed. It's just like when you're stressed right now, your cortisol level would definitely increase. And once your cortisol level is increased, it will suppress your reproductive hormones. Like I said, it is going to disrupt your sleep. It is going to lead to weight gain. You are eating so much, you're anxious. So now you're saying, okay, I'm stressed. My hormones are being affected because it's now giving you signs of you being overboard. Now, babes, you're stressed, something has to give. Do you understand? So yeah, they can be managed. It's not everybody that has to go through it. Like during pregnancy, your hormones have to the production of some of them had to increase because they have to maintain pregnancy. But when you are out, like when you deliver, then everything goes back to regular, right? So there are some instances that, yes, there will be increased production of some hormones to let you be able to maintain some part of your life, right? So just like when you're stressed, your cortisol is like, I'm here, I got you. But when that stress is gone, the cortisol has to recede. When I'm pregnant, progesterone is saying, I'm here, I got you, I'm going to protect this baby, pending when the placenta can take over and all of that good stuff. But what we're saying is, at that time when the hormone is supposed to recede, it should not still be producing and functioning. It's just like a woman that is not pregnant, she's not breastfeeding, and she's producing milk. That's not normal, right? So what are we going to do? It has to rescind. So there are moments in life, people with PCOS, they actually have hormone. That's an hormonal disorder, right? That's an imbalance, right? That's overproduction of androgen in them. So how do they manage it? So it's not like it's normal, but there's some part of life that they have to overproduce to maintain balance and equilibrium. And when that is out of it, they go back to their normal value.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, you've already said it's almost as very normal to just have your hormonal imbalance. Now, you said this cannot be avoided, but it can be managed. So how can women actually manage it? And why I'm saying this is because, let's take, for example, we have some pregnant women, which sometimes they do overdo, like someone that wants, okay, I want pea soup. Someone is pregnant, I want pepper soup, that's pea soup. And while the person is probably on their way to get the pepper soup, the next thing they tell you, they don't have the craving for that pea soup, they want something else. And if they don't get it, there's always this mood swing. And talk about people on their period. They always tend to have mood swing most of the times. Like we said, they might be angry, they might not be able to, communicate very well with their colleagues or even their partner. They might be just very angry, or they are very playful, and maybe the partner is not even in the mood to play, so they get the mood swing again and start getting angry and all of that. So is there any way they can actually manage this this mood swing, the hormonal imbalance causing all the mood swing and all the cravings?
So unfortunately for pregnant women is something they can't control. It's like they wish they can, but they can't control it, especially when it has to come to craving in pregnancy. It has to come and go itself until when the baby is out. Just like I said, that some imbalance are normal, or that you just have to deal with them pending when that life but that life situation or circumstances is gone. And that has to do with a pregnant woman at this point. The hormones and everything right now is making her crave, and there's nothing you can do about it. So when I want pepper soup, I want pepper soup. At that point, she can't listen to word of reasoning because she's not the one making those decisions. As much as she wants to control it, sometimes, like you see, a pregnant woman doesn't even want to walk up to you and say, "Can I have corn, please?" But she has to, because it is what she wants at that time. So when she's now done with pregnancy, when the baby is out and the hormones are back to what they used to be, and she's now doing that, then we'll now say, okay, this is trouble. Right. This is not normal. But at that point, we can't influence that. That is due to the pregnancy that we cannot take away. For a woman menstruating and saying, okay, I have PMS, and some women actually have some disorders, like there's actually a mental health illness related with menstruation that we have to manage with medication. It's not them, it's just that our hormones is not balanced and they have to be taken care of. So sometimes we have to medicate these women. Okay, is it your pain? Is it the mood that is making you feel like this? What is going on? If it has to do with pain, we manage the pain. If it is the hormones right now is not balanced, you have to see a doctor. Sometimes they have to take care of them and like, okay, during your cycle, this is what we have to do and take care of you. Some people don't even go out during their cycle. Is that bad because of the pain, because of the mood swing and irritability? But unfortunately, life has to happen. Life has to go on. We can't do without human interaction. That does not account for irresponsibility, because we are saying, oh, it's my hormone. When I'm menstruating, this is who I am. Some people can't do without. When they are menstruating, people know, because now they know that it's an illness. It's not something they are trying to do intentionally. So they have to nurture them at that point, take care of them, because it's something that has to be managed. They have to be taken care of. So you have to see your provider. Sometimes they have to do hormone replacement therapy for you. They have to like manage symptoms and like, okay, what do we do? Medications for PCOS, for thyroid, do you understand? So sometimes lifestyle changes. What are you eating? Because sometimes you're eating, exercising, and sugar can actually do this. Are you exercising regularly? Are you maintaining and managing your stress? Like, are you getting enough sleep? Those can actually make you very irritable. Like, I can't do this right now. It's just like you're having menstrual pain and you barely got 3 hours of sleep, and you want me to function on 3 hours of sleep during the day. So that's it. Why are you at this point? What's happening? Can we help you? Is it a physical thing, right? Can we talk about herbal supplements? Sometimes people do acupuncture. They say they help. Essential hormones help them too. But the very important thing that I need people to understand is, don't self-diagnose yourself. Don't, because something worked for somebody is going to work for me. It doesn't work that way most of the time. So you want to talk to your provider. This is what I'm feeling like, and I think I need help. And if you actually do need help, if you need medication, if it's just going to be management, they're going to tell you and say, okay, we're going to watch you. Let's do this and see how this one works out. And you go from there.
Thank you very much. Actually, this is not the first time I've heard about maybe someone having, in fact, for pregnant women, a lot of times you can see cases where they have mental health issues, so they have to be on medication, they have to always be on check. And of course, also when it comes to people with cramp, I've seen a lot of persons, when their menstruation starts, it's something else. In fact, they just prefer to lock themselves up, because you might just call them a mad woman or a mad lady. So yes, there are instances like that. We still have Kafaya Popola in the building, but let's quickly go for a short break on proven ways to actually prevent back pain, since we're talking about health. So let's keep talking about health. Anyways, there's still something else we'll still give you, but that's not about health. Popola is still with us, but let's quickly go for proven ways to prevent back pain. And right after that, we'll come back to the studio and continue discussion about women's hormone and, of course, the hormonal imbalance. We'll be right back.
Including diet and exercise. This blog will explore some standard techniques to help you prevent back pain. Stay active. Reduced blood circulation, often resulting from inactivity, is a prevalent factor contributing to back pain. It can cause an increase in weight, which puts stress on your back, leading to back pain. Strengthen your core. Core strengthening exercises are the most effective ways to prevent back pain. Ensuring that your core muscles around your spine, hips and abdomen are strong is essential to keep your back healthy in the long run. Increase your calcium and vitamin intake. Maintaining strong and healthy backbones is supported by the essential nutrient calcium. Over time, lesser calcium intake can cause bone deterioration, leading to the weakening of your back. Vitamin D has a similar effect and is crucial in keeping your spine healthy. Practice good sitting posture. It has become increasingly common to bend our necks downwards to look at our phone. This can be detrimental to our backs. In this process, we are bending our spine forward, and this can have serious negative repercussions for the future. To avoid this, ensure you use your phone at your eye level. Get adequate back support while sitting and keep your knees to roughly a 90-degree angle from the floor. In general, avoid using your phone while sitting for long periods. Choose furniture that supports good sitting posture. Your furniture impacts your spinal health way more than it may initially seem. If your furniture makes you feel uncomfortable, it might be time to replace it. Other than that, sofas that are soft can bend your spine, leading to distress. Stretch regularly. The way stretches work is simple. When you sit or stand the whole day or spend it without much activity, your blood circulation is reduced and your muscles feel stressed. Stretching releases a lot of pressure and tension from stiff muscles or joints and allows for better circulation, which helps your body relax and feel refreshed. Take frequent breaks. Taking breaks has an impact not just on your mental health but also on your psychological well-being. These breaks can be spaced out at regular intervals. Practice mindful breathing. Breathing is beneficial in loosening stiff muscles and helping your body feel relaxed. Importantly, mindful breathing in particular has been shown to reduce stress in general and increase calmness. Back pain is often related to stress as it causes your breathing pattern to shift and increase tension in your back. Pay attention to how you lift. As part of your daily routine or during exercise sessions, engaging in lifting techniques is a prevalent trigger for back pain. Avoid lifting heavier than your body can handle to prevent back pain. Secondly, ensure that your form is proper while lifting heavier objects. Ensure an even weight distribution across both shoulders when carrying objects to maintain balance and prevent strain. Get a good night's sleep. A good night's sleep is just about getting the right amount of sleep and sleeping correctly in the correct position. If you typically sleep on your back, consider placing a pillow under your legs to elevate it slightly and alleviate pressure on your back. When sleeping on your stomach, attempt to provide support by using pillows strategically. Ideally, you could sleep on the side if you're prone to back pain.
All right, welcome back. Yes, it's still Women's Corner. You've seen that is a lot of ways to actually prevent back pain, and this is both for men and women and also children. Although there are some things that, some of the tips there that the children definitely might not do, but sometimes you see some children carrying heavy things which they have to avoid because of their back. So to avoid back pain, when you sit down, the way you sit down, don't slouch, sit properly. Different ways to actually prevent back pain, because it's actually a very serious issue. You see most of the time, I even see more of women having lots of back pain, and there are a lot of things that even your weight can actually contribute to your back pain. You just have to stay healthy. We still have Kafayat Popola with us. So I just want to ask you, Kafaya, you said a lot of things about energy level, you said about libido, I just wanted to keep that aside. So now let's talk about the energy level and libido. I want to know, how do hormonal imbalance actually affect our sleep pattern, our libido, and also our energy level? Because a lot of people don't even believe that sometimes their hormonal imbalance can affect all of these things. They just believe it's probably normal. Some even will probably believe it's spiritual, you understand, forgetting that there are some things they just need to understand about their body. So how do this hormonal imbalance affect the sleep pattern, the energy level, and of course, libido in women.
Remember when we said that some hormones are responsible for some of these things, right? Your estrogen and testosterone in women can lead to decreased vaginal lubrication. So when there's an alteration in your estrogen and testosterone level, then now we're talking about decreased vaginal lubrication. And for a woman, you know what that means for you. It's not convenient for the penis to penetrate. So now I don't even want to do it. It's making it uncomfortable. So I like, okay, this is not something I want to do. It should come naturally to you. Your body should be ready when it's time for this, and foreplay should produce this thing for you. But now your estrogen is not even at par. So definitely I'll lose interest in that. So for men and women, once the low level of your testosterone actually directly reduces your sex drive. Like, I just don't want to do this. So it's very critical. A drop in it affects your sex drive or satisfaction. That's when you're like, oh, it doesn't even do nothing for me. I just lie down there. You're not even ready to do that. And when we talk about cortisone, it actually, when you are stressed, how do I even want to have sex with you? I've been stressed all day and you want to, like, please, so actually your stress level too, once there is high cortisol level, it actually suppresses production of sexual hormones, that's testosterone and estrogen. Your energy level, your thyroid, they are hormone from your thyroid gland right here. They regulate your body metabolism and energy. So when it's produced really too, you feel sluggish, you feel tired, you just feel like, okay, I can't do this no more right now. So there is actually supposed to be a balance. If it is depleted, and when it's too much, you just see everybody going like, what is wrong with this person? And you have so much energy to expend at that point because now you're producing in excess. Some people, let me quickly take it back to sex hormones right now, or your libido. Some people are just actually like, they're just like having sex. They're nymphomania. Some of them have increased testosterone level and estrogen level, so they're able to like, I can match your energy, or like, no, I can't match my husband's energy. So you see how when it's reduced, you don't have it, but when it's increased, then it's now in excess, right? And now we're talking about your energy level. When your thyroid level is low, when your cortisol level is also low, like you're depleted. But when it's high and there, you are functioning. But when is the balance? Like, okay, she's doing good. Not people saying, why are you walking like a Jackie? Because you feel it, and you don't even feel it. You don't feel tired. They're just there, and like, I cannot, my energy, the reserve is there for you to use. Melatonin for sleep is a natural hormone we produce in the body. So when it's time for sleep, normally, so for us, how we have different weathers, and in winter, like 5 p.m. is already night, and you'll be so surprised how some people, like how it is convenient for us to switch between summer and winter. When it's 5-6 p.m. in winter, we are ready to go to bed. Because your body is now used to the fact that by 5-6 p.m. it's getting dark. Your body is now saying, okay, I'm producing melatonin to help you retire to bed. And during summer, as late as 9-10 p.m., it's still very light out there, and you're still awake, and you're not. Do you understand? So yes, your body has a way of regulating it based on what you're going through at that moment. But when now, during summer, during winter, during spring, you can't just afford to get to sleep. That's like your melatonin production is reduced. So sometimes they're like, go and take melatonin. It is actually like a natural body supplement. It's just helping you to help whatever is going on. So once any of this hormone is influenced, you actually feel it in your body. It affects everything. So for your sex drive, is your estrogen and testosterone that is affected right now, and your cortisol too. So definitely that one will affect it. Your stress is going to affect everything. So your progesterone will actually also contribute to poor sleep level because it has this calming effect and it helps you to promote sleep. But when it drops, especially during menopause or during your cycle, you can't just get it back. You just have to support it at that point, So in summary, low estrogen, low testosterone can actually reduce libido. Your thyroid will definitely affect high or low cortisol, affect all of them across board. And low progesterone and melatonin will definitely affect your sleep level. So it's very important to maintain balanced hormone.
Very important. Thank you so much for that one. And last question before we go, because our time is already fast spent. What are the, yes, you talked about managing the hormonal imbalance, at least so that it doesn't stay long. Now, so what is the potential, how do I put it, the potential danger of having an hormonal imbalance for a very long time, on basically for women? What is the potential danger that you might put yourself in if you continue to have hormonal imbalance for a very long time?
So, like everything we've talked about, it affects your metabolism, your mental health, and all of that. So now think about it. It's going to affect fertility. You will never be able to achieve pregnancy at that point, right? Your hormone is not balanced, and that's why some people, their infertility is not spiritual. Have you actually gone to the hospital to take care of whatever is going on? And you're now like, okay, God, they said I'm okay, and that's okay. So a prolonged hormonal imbalance will definitely affect your infertility. It will affect your sleep level. You are everywhere. You can't concentrate. Have you ever seen somebody that is so stressed, like you feel like you're just running on autopilot? You can't just seem to stop. That is what happened because there's no balance right now. Your cortisone is everywhere. Like, I can't do this right now. You are anxious. You are triggered. Like any little thing, you are just there. You are irritable. There is no way you function because that is what regulates everything we do. Like, it's related to everything. You're having body aches. Your bone density is affected. Your sleep, your weight, you're everywhere. Like, okay, so definitely with hormone imbalance, you can legit function. It's going to affect your mental health. It's going to give you anxiety, it's going to give you depression, definitely. It's going, like, so definitely you don't want to do that to yourself. Why would you want to go through all of that when it can be checked and taken care of? So what are we going to do? I'm having this, I think this is what is going on, and you just go for checkup and they take care of you. So having to let the hormonal imbalance go on for so long is not something, because you don't even know what's going on. They're like this, and you know how we Africans and we spiritualize everything. Like, okay, somebody is village people. Sometimes it's not village people, it's just your hormonal balance. So you just need to check it out and let them manage it for you. And you just realize that, oh, I feel better. Yes, you feel better because now there's a balance, there's an equilibrium, and yes, you can be well. So yes, it affects everything.
Thank you very, very much. Yes, I know a lot of women have learned this. And of course, why I asked about the pregnancy and the period is so that men and people around, when you notice a woman has a mood swing, and probably you already know she's on a period or she's pregnant, I think you just kind of permit them and support them, because it's very, very normal for a woman especially. Men do have their own hormone imbalance too, but it's majorly more on women because of the lot of process we have in our body. Our body system is just wired differently from men. That's why I had to pick it up, because I've seen, like I told you
think
before,
we need the
I've seen
policy
some
to say when
persons.
you're menstruating, you should just stay home, no work, because seriously, it's not easy. It's a lot going on there, and women are like, I'm not like, because people will now say you people are so, yes, I support women because I know what we go through. You see women. She's actually in labor and she has to still take care of her children, or to make sure the home it's not easy. Seriously, it's not easy. And some women are menstruating and they're in severe pain and they're standing right out there, still being badass, presenting, functioning at work with the last shred of strength in them. So yes, I believe everybody should understand this aspect, and like, this is a time we need care more, and not because, oh, you have started a game. If that is all you can give me, these 5-7 days, and give me some nurture and care, I'll take it, because it's just not me at this point. It's because I need all the help and care I can get.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That's very true. Like I said, you don't know what we go through sometimes. And I love what you even put presenting. Imagine when you're going through that and you still have to stay before the camera and be all smiles, but people don't know what you are going through. Yeah, so you have to support every woman when she's in that period or when she's pregnant. It's something that we can help. You just have to, just for a while. After that, it drops. So it's not like it's going to be forever.
Right.
Anyway, thank you so much, Kafaya Popola, for joining us. It's been an amazing section. We did learn a whole lot from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. All right.
All right, and that is it from Kefaya's Football Line. Remember, she is a registered nurse and a midwife. She's also a coach. She is the founder of Thrivers, and of course, she's the founder of Nurse Cafe Foundation. She is also a mental health advocate. Beautiful, amazing one. And why I picked this, like I said, is so that men and children, especially too, can also understand that sometimes when you see mommy has a mood swing, it could be an hormonal imbalance. She could be going through a lot. Just give her some time and she'll get back. And of course, that tender, loving woman will definitely come back to you. Anyways, to wrap up this one, because a lot of people have resumed, some people have not resumed yet, and some persons are ready to go into college, some persons are ready to go into university. So I just thought about it. I said, okay, even though tomorrow we're going to be focusing on education, but I just said, let me give a little tip on how you can, tips on college campus, how you can be safe, how you can manage yourself and still, come out in whatever situation that you are. So let's quickly check tips about college campus, and we'll be right back, of course, to wrap up the show.
Safety tips on college campus. Trust your intuition. If you feel unsafe or uncomfortable in any situation, even if you aren't sure why, trust your instinct and leave. Don't worry about what anyone else may think. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Practice listening to and acting on your intuition. Soon, it will feel second nature to stand up for your needs and prioritize your safety. Be greedy with your trust. Walking into a college campus can feel freeing and empowering. It can also foster a false sense of security. Remember, you just met these people. Stay alert for red flags and don't apologize for your boundaries, values, or preferences. Lie like you mean it. Lying is poor practice in general, but if it's the only way to get out of a potentially unsafe situation, lie away. Also remember that no is a complete sentence. If someone is pressuring you, don't hesitate to use your no as the sole justification for leaving the situation. The kind of person who ignores a no is the kind of person you should stay clear of. Keep your friends close. Groups naturally deter predators, whether you're a zebra in the grassland or a student in a college town. If someone seems intent on separating you or a friend from the group, take notice. Especially be alert to friends who seem overly intoxicated. They may not be equipped to make safe decisions. If you think a friend has been drugged or needs medical attention for any reason, call 911. Stay connected. Someone should always know where you are, when to expect you back, and how to reach you if necessary. Start by keeping your phone charged and consider carrying a charger or backup battery with you if your phone never seems to survive the night. Share your location with select friends or family. Take control of your online life. If you wouldn't give information to a stranger, don't put it online either. Many predators can track your online life like breadcrumbs, figuring out where you live, work, and play. You can't stop creeps from creeping, but you can limit the information they can access. The simplest steps include making your account private and removing personal details like your last name and hometown. If you see something, say something seriously. When you encounter a questionable situation, intervene. Taking action can mean the difference between someone getting hurt or being helped. Some situations can be resolved by assertively and calmly asking what's happening or do you need help. Of course, if your intuition is telling you not to draw attention to yourself, you can always contact your resident assistant or campus police or call 911. Party smart. A predator will seek out and exploit any vulnerability they think will give them the upper hand. Perpetrators target people who are kind and trusting. They seek out people who are too distracted to notice a red flag, and they frequently look to victimize people who are physically or cognitively impaired. Where do they find these unsuspecting victims? Anywhere college-age adults to go have fun. Guard your drinks and food at parties, avoid open containers and unknown substances. Keep track of what you've consumed so that you can stay in control. Have a plan to get home safely with a sober friend, cab or rideshare. Be aware of your surroundings. Whether you're hanging out at a party or walking across campus, pay attention to what's going on around you. Try to take well-trafficked routes and avoid being isolated with someone you don't know well and trust. On a college campus, don't hesitate to use the emergency blue light boxes to call for help. Many campuses will even provide you with a public safety escort after dark. Stay secure. The simplest safety protocols are often the most effective, like locking your doors and windows, keeping your porch lights turned on, and not hiding your spare key under a totally obvious fake rock by the front door. If people constantly prop open the main door to your dorm building or apartment, tell security.
All right, and that's a wrap on Women's Corner today. Up next is the news on the air and the buzz, and still with me, your girl Rose Blossom. Until then, do have a beautiful day, enjoy your day, and bye for now.